And the second you hand it to the kids, we'll never see it again.
It'll be gone forever. This egg
Ooh, I like
is
that.
beautiful. And I have a surprise with that one too, but doesn't that look really cool? If you're anything like me, then you're always looking ahead at the next holiday to see what can you 3D print for St. Patrick's Day, Valentine's Day, and right around the corner we now have Easter. So in today's video, I wanted to show you a lot of my favorite things that I've recently 3D printed that make my kids go absolutely nuts, that I think are awesome. My wife thinks they're cute and fun. It makes us all smile. We've just been having a blast with our 3D printers. I've become absolutely addicted to it. And in today's video, we're basically celebrating my brand new BambuLab P1S. We're going to talk about the pros and the cons of my experience so far. It is the newest one to the collection, and I think it's important for you guys to know what, at least from a kind of amateur beginner's perspective, go right ahead, Abby. You're getting out of the box versus some of the other printers that I have in the lineup. Now you can see I do tend to have a favorite that I'm leaning heavily towards. That is Bambu Lab, and that's because, in my opinion, they seem to be the best. But I still like to not just focus on one brand of something, because that doesn't give you a very fair perspective of things in general. So I did an Elegoo Carbon, which is an impressive printer for the price, but also it has a lot of drawbacks too.
Right, yellow filament's still stuck on there, huh?
Well, I did find out from a viewer how to change the filament out now, but it is absolutely buried, so it's hard to figure out how to swap that out. But it can be done. So this is not Easter themed, but I am going to start with it because look at this crazy articulated dragon. I just think it looks amazing. It's got these lightning bolts all over it. It moves around like crazy. Even the jaw moves up and down. And if you guys are in love with the colors that you're seeing in these products, the videos, the prints, I will link our filament in the description box below. Just know that using those links does help to support our channel and our family at no extra cost to you. I did not design any of the prints that you're going to see in this video, but here is the secret, the catch. Everybody always wants to know, where do you find the files? They'll have one place, one app. They're all free through the Bambu Handy app. So if you buy any BambuLab printer, you have this app that you can wirelessly send from your phone or use a computer or however you like. Totally free. Yeah. Everything that I've printed is free. Can I sell it to you? No. If you want to sell stuff, you either have to buy a commercial license, and some of the people on there will have it, or you can invent your own things like I did. This is a sunshade for an RC transmitter, a very specific couple of RC transmitters. So I can sell that. It'll be linked down there, but all the printers that we're using and some of the filament will be linked down there too. So that's really cool. Again, we're going to focus on Easter. This is a little bit Easter themed. It popped up in my Easter search, and it is a board game. It is called...
Well, we just named it.
No, I think that's what it's called.
Oh, is it?
Pig hole, yeah.
Pig hole?
Pig hole.
Oh, okay.
You have 60 pigs, and you divide them between 2, 4, or 6 players. You roll the dice. I got a 4, so what we would do... This is so much fun. This is so much fun. You put the 4 pigs on. We just played this before doing this video. 4 pigs. The name of the game is to get rid of all of your pigs first. And believe it or not, our 6-year-old daughter beat us. If you roll a pig, you get to throw a pig into the pig hole. That's why it's called pig hole. The reason I like it is because all of your pigs pop right in there. That is nicely threaded on, and we can travel with this. So I think that is super, super cool. Just pull up the Bambu Handy app if you love that. Search for, I know, strange, pig hole. Free print. Super cool. A couple of cool dragons. Oh, no, those aren't dragons. Those are bunnies.
I don't like those.
You don't like these. You know what? They're different. That's okay. This is a
they don't look friendly or happy.
You know, this one looks a little kind of robotic, and I'm not going to say evil, but just it woke up on the wrong side of the bed. It needs cute eyes. Well, you know what? We'll turn it this way for the rest of the video.
Better.
But it is a low poly, very cool Easter bunny. It's a silk filament, which turns out really good. I like that shiny, glossy look it has. And then this is a blue matte filament. It has just kind of an artistic look. These are probably 2 of my least favorite bunnies too, which is why I pulled them up first. But you know what? Okay. Angry bunny, and then this one is just an artsy bunny. Goes right there. These are so for Amelia. That is a very cute little bunny. And then this unicorn, maybe not super Easter themed. It is just in one color, but I like testing this color because it was kind of like an ice color. So I really like the way those look, and that one turned out super cute, right? Compared to the evil robot bunny. Yeah. This is like a mix of white and light blue. And guys, the new P1S is pumping this stuff out with no problems. I feel like I am a literal toy factory now with all of these. Like, I can run all of these printers and at the end of the day, just have so much fun stuff to show my wife and kids. It's a blast. Like, I printed, normally to print this pig hole game, it would have taken me a couple days because it's a few different pieces, a few different colors. I'd have to swap out the filament colors. But now that I've got a few running, they're 4 plates, if you know what plates are, which is basically a print bed, right? 4 different plates to print all that stuff. I just knocked them all out in like 2 hours, which is so cool. So this one is just a silver silk PLA, but look at the texture to it. Now this popped up in another video, but this is an Easter specific video, and then using that same color, right? I just like the looks of that. That is less angry looking for sure. I like that color. That's a very like baby blue or something. Very cool. You can actually put these on display. They look nice. They're well made. They're hollow to save on filament. They print very quickly. I like the way those are turning out. Okay, less bunnies, more eggs. Now I know you didn't like the low poly angry bunny.
I like the eggs.
But the low poly eggs with that dual color on the extruder. This is literally just a dual color filament. And look at the cool rainbow effect that has. It just has 2 colors in the string of filament that comes out, and as the printer extrudes it, man, it just does some really cool stuff. These are just display eggs, but around Easter time, I'm definitely throwing these out in the yard for the kids to look for too, so those are cool. Made a couple of those with the blue matte PLA. You basically put a piece of candy in there and then just put it on display until you are ready to eat your candy. So if candy wasn't good enough as is, there you go. You can now put candy in an Easter display.
You showed this the last time and I still haven't tried this. Hold on. So too. Oh, hey.
Is it perfect? I mean, sitting there, right? Balance it. There. Nice. It works.
There you go.
Yeah, good. And it looks good with gold and blue. I like that. Yeah. That's a nice fit, actually. Perfect. Okay, here, this actually wasn't made for this. This is just a generic egg that's hinged, and I thought, hey, that bunny will fit in there perfectly because I printed a bunch of those bunnies. You know, for Easter, I don't know about you guys, but with our kids, they tend to either get some candy like Tootsie Rolls or hopefully things that don't melt, or maybe you throw some pocket change in their eggs for Easter. I thought this would be really fun. You can actually mix things up now. That will fit in any Easter egg, and it's just a cute little bunny. Kids love that. Amelia saw these, got super excited to play with them. Those are her Barbie bunnies.
And Nate was like, no!
I said, let's do a video first. I actually gave her a couple of those pink bunnies because I made extras. But how cool is this egg? It's hinged on the bottom, and it's just got this space inside. You could put anything, and I think you could actually step on that and it would survive because it's pretty thick. So
wanna bet?
Well, okay, well, after the video. These are super cute. Amelia loved those. Loved them, and I think they turned out really good. I chose that orange because I thought it looked like it had a kind of carrot texture to it, and then just that blue that I've been using for these other things, for the eyes, because I have an AMS on this printer, the P1S, and these guys too, so they can do 2 colors, where see this guy is just 1. I could have chose to do 2 colors for his eyes and nose, and I think his ears, but these guys, I went ahead and just, and then here's the beautiful thing too, if you find something you like, I assumed that would turn out well because it just looked like a nice clean print. So you can hit 2 copies. So that's what I did for this one. Instead of just going for 1, I made 2. So 1 for Amelia, 1 for Daniel. Okay, this turned out to be way smaller than I anticipated. I didn't think it was going to print that small. It only took 12 minutes, so I'm not surprised. But look at the intricate detail of that. Truly awesome how detailed these printers can make things.
And the second you hand it to the kids, we'll never see it again.
It'll be gone forever. This egg
Ooh, I like
is
that.
beautiful. And I have a surprise with that one too. But doesn't that look really cool, like a dragon scale egg? Can you tell I like this color? Now, as cool as that is, I do think this is way cooler, and probably if I printed this on one of these filaments, can you imagine how cool that would turn out to be? And, okay, ready?
Oh, it opens.
It's threaded to open,
I had no idea.
which is really cool, so you can put stuff in there. And the thread, it feels just like machine made. It's silky smooth.
Well, those are machines.
I mean, good point. This was in another video, but if you missed it, there's water. Whoop, there it goes, in that whistle.
It looked like
and
spit came out.
it was water, I promise. And it prints in one piece. I don't even remember there being any support on there. I think I had one of these as a kid. Probably went to like a flea market and bought it for a few bucks or something. But that's really cool. It's just fun. Something you can play with outside. The kids will have a good time with that and annoy us, so we might actually hide that one. Now this impressed me. Amelia, I asked her to go through the app with me because I do feel like the Bambu Lab app doesn't have a lot of adult themed things. There may be just a couple things, so I try to filter with her. But this one she picked out. We just typed in Easter, so most of the time the search results are pretty clean. And it turned out beautifully. It's not exactly what I expected, but look at this. Isn't that awesome? Now look, it's very thin. It's two-dimensional.
Yeah, she was like, where's the rest of
Yeah, she's like, that's not an egg. I think she thought it was going to be a three-dimensional egg with that pattern on it. But that is just a beautiful piece of art, and it printed so quickly. It only required 2 colors. I just so happened to copy the colors that it recommended. So just purple and white. And this printed on the P1S with the AMS. I think it just would be nice to have, like, I thought it would print with one, a little display stand for it. And then you just, you know, put it on display for Easter. I think that's beautiful. I'm very impressed with the different shades that you get out of that. And it's just 2 colors. Remember, it's just pure purple and pure white. And it just prints thin or thicker colors on there to be able to get that depth
Yeah,
look.
it's super textured.
It's really cool, isn't it? I mean, I'm very, very impressed by that. It looks like art. I mean, it looks like someone painted that.
Yeah, you can't really tell how textured it is on my camera, but
it's awesome.
It feels neat.
Last but certainly not least, this printed in multiple plates, but was very quick. It was a one-day print for all this stuff. This is what Amelia is most excited about. She calls it her bunny farm, and it's going to be her Barbie bunny farm. And it's ironic. I was going to make some kind of a joke like, I can print these bunnies off faster than bunnies can make more bunnies, just because there are a ton, and they don't take long at all. They take like 5 minutes to print one of these little things.
I think
so
you have more pigs than bunnies. No, that game.
Yeah, I know. Isn't that funny? They probably fit perfectly with the bunnies, but look at that. Isn't that so cute? I have a 6-year-old daughter, so you guys got to understand where I'm coming from here with these bright pink colors and stuff, but Amelia loves printing things, and I love printing things for her.
She's at the age where if it's small and trinkety, she needs it. And has to have it.
And I fully support that now with my 3D printer habits, so...
You two are a pair.
All of these Easter things, and this is just the tip of the iceberg, but they are the things that piqued my interest thinking of my kids, or just for my own general, and you know, just I really wanted to print that and see how it turned out, and it most of the time turns out way better than I expected. That's so impressive to me. Now, don't get me wrong, failed prints do happen. This is a recorder that is supposed to have like dragon scales, and the first 2 bits, all 3 print on the same go, but for whatever reason it fails at the same place both times. And so this piece, it failed around 90%, which is so discouraging because everything looks great, it looks great, it looks great. You're 8 hours in, it's a 9-hour print, and then it just spaghettis, and it spaghettis for like 5 minutes. The printer catches it, so at least you don't waste all of your filament, but you know, that's kind of a waste. I don't know that I can save that one, so I tried to print it again with a different filament. Who knows, maybe that's the problem. It turns out that's not the problem. It failed in the same spot again. So I looked at the reviews on the app, right? You just open the free app and you can read reviews of how they've turned out for other people. Did I read those before I printed it? No. Turns out a lot of people are having it fail at 90%. So whoever uploaded this creation has an opportunity to fix it.
Super cool though.
Oh, it's very cool.
I want it to work.
It only cost me a little bit of filament. You know, that's sadly probably trash. I really don't want it to be because it's super cool, but that's probably trash. But you know, these turned out amazing, and it's all because of the extremely high success rate of my Bambu Lab printers. Back when I started with 3D printing 8 years ago, it was with an Ender, and it started off strong, but I got 20, 30 prints in, and things went downhill fast, and maintaining that was a challenge. I'm the kind of person that wants to find something. I'm okay if I have a failed print every now and then, but I'm aiming for a good solid 85, 90% success rate or higher, and that's what these printers have been able to get me. The reason I wanted to have basically one of each of them is so I can be able to relate to you guys, talk to you guys, and let you know what I think would be best for you. Where is this one lacking? 100% in my opinion, the screen. This is just, it's an old school.
Can't even get it to focus.
There's no touch to it. Okay. You have to use this radial guy to click where you want to navigate to. So if I want to go down to settings,
the camera doesn't even like filming that.
It's paint. It's super old school.
Yeah.
Like I feel like that's from 20 years ago.
Yeah, it does look like that.
However, if I'm using my app on my phone, I can just wirelessly send stuff to it the exact same as I can the X1C. The X1C has a beautiful color touchscreen display. It'll give me progress updates. It's way easier to load and unload filament from it. It's almost like it's got a smartphone built into the screen. The A1 Mini has a really tiny touchscreen, but it is just as responsive and works just as well as the bigger screen on the X1C. And so it's weird to say, but the A1 Mini and the A1, even though they're cheaper than the P1S, have better screens. Basically, the X1C is the flagship. It costs the most. I'm using the A1s as like a workhorse single color printing, but it can do AMS. AMS is this guy that does multicolor. Now there's a ton of benefits to having an AMS. First of all, the enclosed AMS keeps moisture down from your filament, which is a huge win. If you live in a very humid environment, you do not want to get moisture on your filament, or it can cause adhesion problems and just print quality problems. It causes a lot of problems. So having this is nice. It also has a drying ability, but the best thing about it is how easily it feeds the filament into the extruder, into the printer. The A1, how it's mounted on top, if I get any vibration, any shaking, like if this guy takes a day off from printing sunshades and I'm printing fun pigs for my daughter, this spool can get really loose and straggly and cause jams down the road. So when you have an AMS, that basically doesn't happen because each one of these has a motorized wheel that feeds the filament and actually retightens it back up when it switches colors. It's extremely impressive. The enclosure on the P1S allows you to print multiple filament types. I'm mostly printing PLA. The downside to PLA is it can be brittle, doesn't hold up as well as some other stronger filaments, but for kids' toys and just fun things that I like to do, it's awesome. PLA is just fine, and it's pretty easy to get high results on it. The enclosure allows you to print different kind of filaments and have a lot more options down the road. This one is not a bed slinger, which means this guy doesn't move back and forth. It only goes up and down slowly while the print head goes nuts printing. That tends to give you overall better prints. I wanted to know, and I needed to know, are all of their printers at least pretty solid? And the answer is yes. Where some companies might be slinging out new products left and right, trying to hit lowball price points, and there's nothing wrong with that aggressive maneuver, these guys have something for each category that continues to hold solid and work well. They have product support, customer service. I have a cousin that just upgraded to the X1C, and unfortunately the door came shattered on his. It was just because of whoever delivered it, okay? I mean, it was a million pieces, but they do ship it in a bag, so it was a million pieces of tempered glass in a bag. He contacted customer service and they hooked him up with a new door, and they said, we're so sorry for the inconvenience. Here's a couple free spools of filament. You pick it out, there's the code. That's good customer service in my opinion. They didn't need to do that, and I think that's where Bambu Lab shines. Elegoo so far hasn't been that good, you know? I mean, I've seen good price point. It's exciting to have a cheap thing, but usually you get what you pay for. And that's what I'm realizing with my 3D printers. These are awesome, and these Easter prints are so much fun, and I hope you guys appreciate the content that we're doing here on the channel. 3D printing is a new world to me, strong, and I thought you guys might get a kick out of a video like this knowing that all of these print files are totally free. Everything that you've seen in this video will have links in the description box below. We'll do our best to link the printers and some of our favorite filaments that you saw in here, so be sure to check that out. Know that using those links does help support our channel and our family at no extra cost to you. I want to say a massive thanks to God for blessing us with the time and ability to jump in front of the camera and share this experience with you guys. I love the YouTube channel for so many reasons, but being able to talk about him and give him our gratitude means the world to me, especially on an Easter kind of video. Last but not least, I want to say a massive thanks to our Patreon supporters, because we couldn't do what we do as often as we do it without your insanely awesome support. We have a handful of 3D printer videos on the channel now, so Abby or I will have a handpicked video popping up right about now just for you. Thanks for watching. We'll see you there.
Bye!